Welcome back to Stay Tuned. I'm Tony Angelo. This is my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the consequences of your own actions. Now, about a week ago, I went online on eBay Motors, which is very dangerous after having a couple of cold brews. Saw a Porsche 911, made a ridiculous lowball offer on it, thought nothing of it. I woke up with a message from eBay saying, it's time to pay for your 911. And basically that's the story of how I might have bought the cheapest roller 911 in the country anywhere. Zach and I are out in Ohio with our new, to us, 04 Cummins rig, and we are big rigging to get this thing in Chicago. Let's go. Please take a second and go over to the Stay Tuned merch store. We've got a rack of shirts from the original Stay Tuned shirt, Angelo's Gym. We're gonna lose the shop, and my new Firebird shirt. Check it out, and there's lots of stickers too. So I was browsing eBay and I saw a 1999 Porsche 911 automatic roller. It's got a motor that comes with it, but it doesn't run. It's in pieces for 9,000 bucks. It was listed for $8,950. Like I said, it was late at night. I'd had a couple, and I just thought it would be funny to throw in a bid of 6,900 bucks because I'm a child. And I just knew, because there were like 3 million people watching this auction, that it just would not go through. There was no chance that I believed this was a serious bid or a serious offer. Passed out, woke up, one message from eBay saying, congratulations, you've won, your bid was accepted, or your offer was accepted. It's time to pay for this thing. And I scrambled and I sort of shook myself awake and thought, okay, let's do this. That's a killer deal. 6,900 bucks for basically complete 911. You know, the whole shell is there, the interior is there. It's got an automatic rear-wheel drive motor set up in pieces. We don't super care about that, but it is a killer deal. Now I had number one figure out, where is it? Chicago, Illinois. And I had 1 week to pick it up. Now you've probably already seen a little bit that we scooped up a 2003 Cummins powered Dodge Ram. That's Zach, he's big rigging it super hard right now. And we are going to pick this thing up. If you dig back through the channel, I'm actually a big fan of Porsche 911, specifically the 996, the most unloved cars, because these are the first water-cooled cars. They didn't have round headlights. Porsche guys freak out about that, and you can get them more affordably than you can get any other cars. I initially bought a 99 convertible that was way too much fun. It was 5,000 bucks. I threw a transmission and a few other things at it, and it became one of my favorite cars of all time. I sold it, and I later bought a 2002 C4S. That's the all-wheel drive, slightly more powerful car with the wide fenders. It wasn't really as fun, to be honest. I think I'm a rear-wheel drive guy, and I'd like to have another one, and I'd like it to be really nasty. This car I like because I don't have to super take care of it, or it's not a special model. What I want to make it into is like a fun street car, backwoods, back roads ripper that I can drive to the shop, have fun around town in, and really drive hard. So that's where we are. We are, I'm gonna say your Blues Brothers thing, we're 100 miles to Chicago. Say it, say it, say it.
It's not dark and we don't have sunglasses.
All right, we'll put it in there. Put it in there. Anyway, you know the deal. I'm Jake, you're Elwood. That's right. And we're gonna pick up maybe the cheapest complete Porsche 911 in the country right now.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Took us 40 minutes to go 7 miles. Grinding through town. All right, there she is. I bought this thing sight unseen, 1999 Porsche Carrera 2 911. It is complete. We drove through downtown Chicago, through traffic, very hot. Here it is. I love these things, and I got some plans for it. Right now, I want to load it up and get out of here.
Right, just check all of that.
Right, so we couldn't stop for Chicago-style pizza or hot dogs because there was a Taylor Swift concert in town. We had to get out of there. So I wound up going to Big Al's, King of Sausage, getting this beauty. It was delicious. Oh, look at it.
Oh, yeah.
That's solid. All right, Chicago. You're pretty cool. So, come on. Okay, Zach and I got back with this car the other night, and I really haven't talked to you about it yet. This is a 1999 Porsche 911 Carrera 2. 99 is the first year the water-cooled car. These were kind of universally hated by everyone because they had the wild sense to not put round headlights on it, and people kind of like, you know, were just so offended. Porsche guys just were clutching their pearls, and to me, this is the best Porsche 911 because it's just so hated, right? I was like, I'm never going to be a Porsche guy. I'm never going to be a Porsche guy. And I bought 2 of them just for fun, drove them around, and absolutely love it. But I think there's so much in the Porsche community that is like, people are just worried about like, who's got the special model, who's got the fanciest one, spent the most money on it. This is the cheapest one. This is the cheapest 911 you can get. And they're super rad, they're super cool. And Porsche built them just like every other 911 to work really, really well and be wicked fun. So that's why I like them the best. The 99 to 00 is a really special car because it was just the changeover from air-cooled. They were still really primitive. This car has 0 driver aids outside of ABS. So if you're gonna buy one to drive it, that's the one to get, in my opinion. They're the cheapest. They actually have the least IMS bearing issues because they have the biggest stock roller bearing IMS. That's this thing that wrecks these engines. That's probably what happened here. They have yellow in the headlights. They're not trying to be anything fancy. They still have actually some like air-cooled parts in the steering wheel. The seats and stuff are from the earlier air-cooled cars. They're really, really, really fun cars. And this was a car that came out when Porsche was just trying to like get it together, make some money, and stay afloat. The whole car, believe it or not, doors forward is the same as a Boxster. That was like a cost-saving measure. And I know, again, like that doesn't sound cool to guys that have brand new Porsches. They want the fanciest, they want to be pinkies up, you know what I'm saying? But here's what I want. I want a car that handles awesome, drives really well, and won't cost me a fortune, and that's what I've got right here. There's one big problem. It doesn't make any horsepower. The motor is in 15 boxes in the back of the truck, and we've got to sort that out, and I've got a couple plans. And I don't think we're just gonna make it stock. Who would just make it stock? Okay, so let's talk about engine plans for my $6,900 911. I want about 450 horsepower or so. That's really where the party starts in a fun street car, in my opinion, and there's a couple different ways to get it. Number one, my dream was buy a 2014 and up GT3 engine. It has no IMS issues. It revs to 8,000 plus RPMs, and it makes 450 horsepower. It actually does sort of bolt in. It bolts to the transmission that's in this car, and you can get it to work with quite a bit of work. But let's talk about the other option, and that is one big, beautiful American V8, the LS1 and all of its variants. Here's the difference. They can both make 450 horsepower. The price in the LS, quite cheap. You buy a used motor, $600, $700, $800, no big deal. Throw a cam in it, some valve springs, and you are in the 450 horsepower range. The GT3 engine, they are listing on eBay around $22,000 plus shipping from Germany. That's where most of them are. Again, it's as cool as can be, but that price is bananas. So I think LS wins that one. Number two, swap parts. We're gonna spend a little bit more if we do an LS. There's some people making some really cool swap parts right now to get that thing to bolt right in the back of this little German buggy. And it's not like the GT3 is a straight swap over either. There's still a bunch of parts to be bought. They're all gonna come used probably from Germany, and they're gonna cost a few bucks too, because that car is monumentally more modern than this. So the wiring's totally different. The controls are totally different. It will bolt to the transmission. We have to figure out the mount in the back, which I think you can retrofit, but you're still talking about making everything else work. Let's talk about sound. Sound points on an LS, it's choppy, it's rowdy. You can put a big cam in it. Let's call it 10 points, because I'm telling you, the GT3 at 8,000 RPM screaming 4-liter, 6-cylinder, flat motor, the Boxer, sounds incredible. We gave that a 69. It's as high as it goes. It's the top of the charts. But there's one last thing to talk about, and that's freedom level. Freedom level on a GT3, 1 star. Porsche engine in a Porsche car, just from 10 years newer or so. And yeah, it's cool, and it'll be fast. But the freedom level in the LS, as you can see, is 4 stars. This is America. We like big, rowdy, hairy V8s making all sorts of torque. And that's what we're going to put in this thing. And you know why? It's going to be as much freedom as we had liberating France in 1944. We've all become friends since then, so let's get that American V8, cram it in the back of this little German car, and everybody can be best friends. I'm ready.
What do we have here?
We have a beautiful, rusty, crusty, dirt cheap, all aluminum 5.3 liter, that sounds German, V8 from America, built in Kentucky, ready to rip, making already 300 horsepower, more horsepower than this thing ever came with. And with a cam and a little bit of work, it's going to make a whole lot more. There's one big problem. It's how to fit this thing into this car. And we're going to take off because there's a guy in Maryland working miracles right now. We're going to figure it out. We just got here to Chavis Performance in Baltimore County, Maryland. This is Tyler, this is his place, and he is the man when it comes to cramming an LS into the back of your 996 or 997, and that's what we're trying to do here. And he told me he'd let me drive some of these cars, just to get a feel for it, you know, to understand what it's like, and that's why we've showed up today.
Absolutely.
And so this is a regular, and we've got a couple cars here. These are both 997s. This is a V8 car, right?
Yep.
And this is a 997 turbo Porsche. Both of these are all-wheel drive. What's this doing for motor power-wise?
This is a GM Performance 495 horse engine. This made about 440 at the wheel, all-wheel horsepower. And this is a stock turbo, rebuilt turbochargers, and just tuned.
Okay, awesome. Both super sick. You said this one will blow my mind, and you have this just to compare it to.
Absolutely, yep.
All right, well, if I got to drive them both, I've got to drive them both. I'll do that. Yeah, these are sick. Can we take a look under the hoods?
Yep. They're kind of dirty right now, but.
Yeah. And he makes literally everything right. You know, you have a complete package. You sell people whatever they want. You can buy the mounts, you can buy AC kits, adapter plate, pretty much everything. Top to bottom. Yep. And you can send your car here.
Yeah.
You'll do it. You'll do it. Yeah.
Not a problem.
Very cool. Yeah, I've been, so my thing was, I had it at 996, a couple of them at stock power levels, and I like, big power. I want something fast and kind of gnarly as a street car. And I had kind of thought about doing like a 2015 GT3 motor swap, right? Because they go in, and Jethro Bovington, I don't know if you know who that is, he's a dude out of the UK, who's a buddy of mine, who hosted the Top Gear, the last iteration. Super nice dude, really fantastic driver for a dude who writes for a living. And he has a 996 with that later GT3 motor in it. And he said it's incredible, but it was like a huge ordeal to get it to work right, fit right, run right, all that stuff. And I was like, well, this is America. Let's go the other way with it.
Let's do all the bald eagles.
Yeah, let's throw some bald eagles in here and have some fun and get probably more power for, those motors like 22, 25 grand just for the motor, as far as I've seen. Yeah,
the Porsche tax is honestly somewhat unreal. You can buy these motors, a crate, long block from GM Performance for about $5,800, $6,000. $200 ship, so you're $6,000 or $6,200 to your door.
That's nuts.
Then you just dress it up with, obviously the accessories for this conversion. And we make everything else for it to just simply bolt in and be 100% plug and play.
That's awesome. And how many of these have you done?
So we built 25.
25.
And we sold roughly about 15 kits so far.
That's sick. Very cool. So we have a 996 C2 we're trying to do, and you said you have one inside?
Yeah, we have one right on the list.
Yeah, I'd love to see the
99
the guts.
Aero kit car.
Do you sell like the whole kit as one piece, or you kind of like
we can literally we kind of break it up into like what we call solutions. So we can do mounting, AC, power steering, foiling. The exhaust, we haven't really done that yet, just because we would need to make jigs and all that kind of stuff. We have a wiring solution, and then we just have small little stuff like this car got our steel braided clutch line. So the factory clutch line is just kind of notorious for blowouts, mainly with higher mileage cars, but most of these cars are all 80,000 plus miles. So it's just one of those things that it's nice to do while you're in there, and it also gives just a little bit better pedal feel. So that's a stainless steel line that we sell.
And so the mount kit is, you mount it off the cylinder head?
Yep.
And you have this adapter plate plus a clutch solution, and that gets it in the car.
Exactly. Yep. So it's literally just it's a motor plate that bolts to bank 1 and bank 2 cylinder head. These obviously utilize the stock engine mounting points, and then we have our adapter plate, which we have a proprietary flywheel, which uses just a single mass spec clutch kit, whatever for the year of the car.
Yeah.
So if it's a 99, use a 99 clutch kit and vice versa. Yeah, and then literally just uses the stock trans mounting.
Yeah.
And half shafts bolt right up, and you're good to go.
What's the weight distribution like? Is there any feel and handling or anything like that?
No, so these cars actually, they corner balance exactly the same as factory.
No kidding.
So yeah, no, exactly the same as factory.
That was my one, but I really like, I had the two 911s. I loved the way the rear-wheel drive car drove, and one of the reasons I was like shying away from this, because I was like, I want it to feel the same.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Turned up to 11, and this feels...
They literally, I mean, you'll feel when you drive the 997, still super responsive.
Yeah.
You can still throw them around the turn.
Still
Obviously, with the
lunatic
factory trans.
corner exit.
Yeah. Might peel wheels leaving it, but...
All right. I'm very excited about this. I bought that car like on a whim, kind of just threw in a bid on eBay and bought it, and I'm getting extremely excited about this whole scenario.
Yeah, I think you'll be more excited just driving them back to back.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. All right, we're gonna hop in the 07.
07.
These are both 07s. Let's do it. Hold up, here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Dude, it feels... What do you think it feels? You think it feels pretty factory so far?
So good, it feels great. I mean, it feels like, I can feel that V8 back there a little bit, but nothing crazy. That is some grip. Oh wow.
Dude, it just looks and goes.
Woo! That thing jams. That is sick. All right, I'm back. I'm on board 100%. I was like, I want this high revving Porsche motor. I'm like, this is good too.
Yeah, once you feel that, right?
Yeah, that'll work. Oh, that's good. Gee. Woo!
Hard to argue with.
Yes. It's going to upset a lot of Porsche guys, so that's a positive. We got that going for us.
That's always half the fun.
I love it.
You can make a left down here, but when you like put like an insanely choppy cam in these things, they just don't sound like. It just sounds too American muscle.
Yeah.
And honestly, the drivability sucks.
He didn't mean that. He didn't mean too American muscle. I'm gonna put a hog ass cam in mine.
Are you really?
No, for sure.
Yeah, I had a Texas.
Absolutely.
Damn. You should stop.
Yeah.
And then just rev it up to 4,000. Just dump the clutch.
I'm down. Bananas. It is one of my favorite cars I've ever driven. It is a rocket ship. Did you see what we did up front there? On that closed course?
Did that look good?
Woo! That was sick. Yeah, the car is a rocket ship. It's such a good driving, great handling. It feels like a 911 with big American muscles, and I love it. Get a little back to back. Without a doubt, that car is more fun to drive. It's absolutely more fun. This is awesome. That is so much fun to drive. It's crazy. Yeah, legitimately.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I cannot wait to have V8 911. It's going to be the best. That's it for this episode of Stay Tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In an upcoming episode, I'm going to take this 5.3 and work it up on the dirt cheap, and I'm going to build another one for our S10 because you know what? There's never been an LS swap on our channel, believe it or not, in 50 episodes. So we're going to give you 2 for 1. And I also want to get back into the S10 all-wheel drive turbo project. So let's go.